The lady is dressed now. She has earrings.
I've got the continent on my ears.
If there's ever a moment...
I feel dressed.
You feel dressed now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing less than the continent for our SK
exactly.
here. Well
earrings,
done. All right, so she's got the map of Africa on her ears. We're all happy now, and we can now the show can begin. Little bit late, but we're ready to go now. So should we look at the newspapers?
Let's do.
What are we up first? The Business Day. Go for it. That's yours.
Business Day. Their lead story this morning, Gordhan Malema battle heads to court. Now, the minister lays charges against the EFF leader and his deputy, Floyd Shivambu, over verbal attacks. So this happening on two fronts, a charge of criminal injuria laid with the police, and then he's also gone to the Equality Court to ask them to look into whether, this actually constitutes incitement and hate speech. So that's where that story is at. And the complaint lodged with the Equality Court, he is demanding 150,000 in damages from Shivambu and Malema, and also an unconditional apology and the payment of costs. Okay. So this is what he is asking for. Wow. And then Pepcor's 5 million rand fine, a new JSE record. It never stops, hey? Any hope that retail group Pepcor had of shaking off the Steinhoff contagion has been dashed on Monday when the JSE said it had levied its largest fine to date on the group for breaching a number of requirements when it listed out of Steinhoff in September 2017. And at the bottom there, Moyane rejoining SARS would be a catastrophe. 100 billion rand, the amount to which the shortfall in tax revenue dropped during the last 4 years under Moyane's leadership at SARS.
Wow. Okay. All right, that's the Business Day. Looks like the Citizen is up next. Yeah, there we go. The Citizen, our voting system is broken. This is interesting. COPE proposes an amendment to the Electoral Act to give real voting power to the people of South Africa. That goes on page 3, saying... our current national election system is undemocratic because we can't hold our representatives in Parliament fully accountable, and it's our fault because we've let it continue untouched. Constitutional expert Professor Shadrack Gutto described the proportional representation system, which is used to elect members of the National Assembly and provincial legislatures, as an anomaly. He goes on to say, under PR, MPs are chosen on a party list system in proportion to the overall number of votes each party gets in a national election, which we know. The voters have no say in choosing the actual person who represents them. So it goes into quite detail, but it's very, very interesting to talk about this amendment to the Electoral Act. Not sure if it'll go ahead, but that's what COPE are proposing, and we'll see where that one actually goes to. But elections are next year. I don't know.
It's technical, and you don't want to be pedantic about
it's very
it.
Technical.
But the reality is, even though it is not obvious on the face of it, you actually do know who you are electing, because the party has to publish, because they need to send these names to the IEC. So if your level of interest is that high, you actually will know. You actually can find out. You would know who your representative in Parliament is. For example, I know in the ward that I live who my representative in Parliament is. The information is available. It just requires us to be a lot more vigilant and circumspect about the things that we do.
Yeah,
but
which is true.
It's that sort of thing.
Okay, so next one, Pravin and EFF trade legal blows. That was something that you spoke on here, but all the newspapers are going into it. The war between the EFF and the ANC escalated again yesterday. This time, Julius Malema stating he would be charging Pravin Gordhan for various crimes, including money laundering and contravening the Intelligence Act. So we have it on a record that he is going to be laying those charges today. Malema, this is after Gordhan charged Malema and Shivambu at the Equity Court with contravening Section 10 of the Equality Act and also criminal injuria. So very, very interesting. And then finally, page 18, ABSA's interest rate versus dividend. You can get a higher yield from the share than you would in a notice account. So if you want to read all about the investing side of things, you can go there.
Oh, thanks. Less said, the better. Moving on to the Sowetan and their lead story about Double HP, his son losing his mom just about a month after his dad passed away. 14-year-old orphaned just a month after much-loved rapper has passed away. And then also Bucks to play 7 games in 25 days. So what? Is Pirates complaining? That's the price of success. Did I just say that? Okay, let me move along. Former pupils rape teacher. Now, this story, it is absolutely horrific. Former pupils gang raped their teacher, and the woman dumped in the bushes after this ordeal. And it happened in Limpopo. And really, this is just one of those stories. They tied her up, they loaded her into a car and drove away with her. These are pupils that she taught at some point. And also then finally, Jimmy Manye, or Mzwanele Manye, we should say, he on Where's the Proof, as we were talking earlier in Trends, he was saying that what he heard was a lot of poetry at the State Capture Commission, but it's lacking evidence. And Mike Sporomangena, appearing in court yesterday on his bail application, says he knew nothing of that drug lab that was operated on property that belonged to him in the West Rand.
Can I, once I have to steal this. Look at this. I mean, this was a photo. Can we get a close-up? This is a photograph. This actually, Sakina highlighted to me. I think this is gorgeous. It's a school in Rustenburg.
La School Fastra.
Yeah, all of these teachers at the same school were pregnant, pretty much so at the same time, and gave birth to all these babies. Have you ever? Isn't that amazing?
9 babies. So it's 7 boys and 2 girls.
Isn't it lovely? 9
babies to the teaching staff at La School Fastra.
Well, like I said, I feel sorry for the principal of the school. All the locums that are standing in.
No guesses about what's the talk in the staff room. Right, those are your newspapers, and that's what's making headlines there. All right, we are now going